Hey everyone, and welcome to Astellia Online. In this video, we're going to be talking about item fusion and what it is and how it works. Let's get right into it. So the first thing you need to know about item fusion is that you need to obtain a sealed item. The sealed items, similar to what I'm showing you here, is what's required for you to actually progress to a tier 2 item. So in this case, it shows that it's a tier 1 on the sealed item. So you need two other tier 1 items to upgrade to a tier 2. In this case, we would need the dart and the hist bracelet to upgrade to a tier 2 bracelet. So going into a little bit more detail on this, one of the things that a lot of people misunderstand is that when you're upgrading to a tier 2, you cannot use the same item. So if I have a Gerba earring, I need a temperate earring and the sealed keta earring. I can't use two Gerbas, I can't use two temperate earrings, I have to use one of each. And then one of those earrings, in this case, would have to be +7. So how to obtain, let's first start with how to obtain a sealed item. So a sealed item can be obtained two ways. The first way is by farming dungeons in the legendary tab. So even though that the legendary tab only shows that the sealed boxes, which is a sealed weapon, armor, and accessory boxes, drop from the star 2 legendary tab, they do drop from the rest of the dungeons. So you can do Rutless, you can do Crimson Valley, and they all drop sealed weapon boxes. Now, not weapon, but weapon, armor, and accessories. In this case, though, they have a lesser chance. So you might do 2 runs where only 1 or 2 people get boxes. The legendary star 2s do have a higher chance of pushing and dropping those sealed boxes. The boxes are RNG, so there's no guarantee you're going to get a weapon A or weapon B. You never know what you're going to get. You might get a dagger, you might get a staff, you don't know. So there is RNG in that aspect of it. The upside to sealed items, and this is one of the biggest benefits to it, is that they are not bound. Everybody can sell them, trade them, do what you want with them. It is awesome, and I really wish that they would do this for the rest of the gear set. Until somebody equips it, it should not be bound. It should be unbound and permanently until they equip the item. This would just be amazing. I think this would be one of the biggest things that we could see in the game. So that's the first way you can get sealed items. The second way, of course, is the marketplace. Like I said, these are unbound items or guild trading, and obtaining them is a lot easier in this case because we can buy them from the marketplace. There's an actual market for sealed items. But that means there is a slight overpopulation, there's a lot of items on the market drives the price down. So you have to be aware of that too and pay attention to what you get and what's useful out there. So after that, the next step here to actually upgrading your item to a tier 2. We click that enhance button inside your inventory and you'll have the item and enhancement and fusion tab. It's going into the item fusion. It's going to tell you that you need at least a +7 item in your inventory to fuse. Well, in this case, I don't actually have a +7 item, but for those who are watching, I will have 2 videos playing in the top right hand corner here. That is going to be showing you when I did tier 2 both my armor and my weapon, for example. When you do your fusion, in this case, when you're upgrading your items into a tier 2, you're going to put the main item that's +7 in the main material slot. Once you put it there, you're going to have options of sub-materials opening up. The sub-materials will take in the sealed item and the secondary item that you're going to be merging into. What that will do is it will open up the fusion results of the sealed item name with the new item possibility. The fusion accelerator is your satellite, which you get from just by doing quests and farming. Now, when you click that fuse button, a big sign is going to come up telling you that a fusion cannot fail. This means that no matter what happens, it cannot fail. It will work. But you can always when it finishes, it's going to tell you what your final result is. If you don't like the final result, I'll explain that in a second, you can always give up the final result. What that means is you get back your main material only. So that +7 or higher item you put in here, that item you'll get back. Your sealed, both sub-materials and the fusion accelerator are gone. You lose that on that and all the aspect you used. So that disappears. But you keep your item in this case because you didn't like the results. Why would you need this? Because there is it's going to take the main material item and your sub material item, not the sealed, the other sub material item that is required for the fusion. It's going to take all the stats. So in this case, if I had an armor that has strength, dex, agility, and I had another sub material that had maybe will, dex, con, strength, and I merged it, and my fusion results now are not what I wanted, where I got like strength, con, int, for instance, or whatever the mixture would, it puts all those 8 stats into a pool and picks from them. So if you have low stats, high stats, and mix bad stats, the fusion results is usually going to give you the worst of the results probably for you. So you want to aim for at least having 4 out of, you want about 6 out of the 8 of the stats to be useful for you. That being said, you can also upgrade using heroic items. So your main material is a legendary item. Your sub material can actually be a heroic item. Now, there is a 1 in 5 chance you will probably fail in this case, right? Sorry, you will succeed. In this case, you might succeed and get a legendary out of it without having to spend the money for an actual legendary sub-material. It's a hit or miss. The stats are still better overall on the tier 2 legendary, even if you use a heroic. So, I hope this video kind of gave you the introduction into the item fusion and what to kind of expect with it. There is a little bit of downside. There is some RNG, but you can take some bad stats and some good stats and kind of fuse it together. If you don't like the results, you can always refund your main material and go back to farming for sub materials and the sealed item, and keep repeating this until you get the outcome you want on your tier 2 gear. So for my case, I did get an int on my bow, and my armor kind of came out pretty solid for me. So I'm pretty happy with my tier 2s. So that's it on this video for item fusion. If you have any questions about Astellia Online or item fusion, please leave me a comment. If you like what you saw and you like what you see, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And like always, take it easy.